Hi there, this is AJ with Car Inspected, and today we are in the Oshawa area, and we're looking at this 2006 Porsche Cayenne. It's got 97,000 kilometers on it. Not too bad a condition. It does have some dings and bumps and things like that around it, but it's nothing too crazy. As we go around, we look at, did paint thickness verification, and most of it's pretty good. I see no signs of issue on most spots. Some areas kind of maybe were dinged or bumped and pushed in a couple little scratches here and there across the hood. Very minimal. I don't know if you can see it in the video. Typical of the age. There are some plastic parts that seem to have kind of gotten caught on something or hit or something like that there. But the headlights, everything looks good. As we go around, we find some broken plastic here. So this grill is broken. We do have some kind of scuff marks and such along here. Headlights look decent. Gaps look okay in the bumper though, so it doesn't take a big hit. The hood, I believe, was possibly replaced or adjusted. The bolts, it doesn't show a difference in paint thickness, but the bolts have been wrenched on, so you see some scratches on there. Down this side, things look pretty decent. Again, some typical kind of scratches and bumps here and there. Little one right here. See, there we go. You can see a little better. And some little random ones down here. One thing I do notice, under this plastic, there is some dripping rust coming from under this plastic piece. So these rockers here are starting to have a little issue. The rest of them looks pretty good. No major problems. And some dings and stuff along here. All the windows are good. They appear to be original. Saint-Gobain's, no issues. They all work as well. So come around back. See, taillights are good, but there are some more cosmetic bumps and bruises back here. Got a bunch of little touched up spots along here, some scratches. The plastic is cracked here. And then again along this, a lot of rub marks and dings and back into issues possibly. So just some kind of parking lot bumps and bruises. Some rust is starting to bubble under the license plate frame and a little bit here as well. Roof looks good, no signs of issue. And as we come down here, everything looks decent. Again, there are some signs of some bumps and bruises. A little bit here, you can see kind of trashed up there. And this, again, looks a little weird. It's kind of, I believe that's the way the car is, but it's a little off, and I think it's because of this door. You can see some rust, big touch up here, and some rust starting on that edge. And there also appears to be some body work and kind of blend right in this area right here. So I think there was a little bit of a kind of a side swipe or something like here, or some rust repair or something. And so there is some work here. And down this side we have some chips and such, some rub marks, all that stuff. Kind of general stuff, general used car stuff, but it is there. The positive is the underside is in good condition. Wheels and tires are decent. We'll go over those before we get going underneath. Wheels are decent. They do all have some rubs on them from curb rash all along this area. This one's not bad. You see the other one's a little worse. The tires are from 2007, so they are getting a little older with some rubbage, but nothing much on these. The treads, little outside rub, as you can see, and there is about 30 seconds of tread. So they're decent. Suspension components, everything looks pretty good. I see no signs of major issue. Under here looks pretty decent. No major leaks or anything. I don't see any real issues. This plastics looks like they've been kind of dented, dinged, pushed up, as you can see. But no damage or anything like that under here. Go around to the passenger side, we find suspension components are the same. Axle boots and everything look good, no leaks, no issues. And tires are the same, about 30 seconds of tread, a little outside wear, and some sidewall chunks and stuff out of there. See some decent sized chunks out of the sidewall. And this is a 2006 tire as well. This tire has some more, you can see some gouges from curb rash throughout. Brakes, by the way, are decent. They do have a little uneven wear. You can see, there you go, you can see the pad is a little off. So that might mean the caliper was stuck at some point, or is stuck. He did say he hasn't been driving it much, so I wonder if it's been stuck from not driving too much. Underneath, everything looks pretty good. Don't see any leaks, issues, anything noticeable. Exhaust is nice. No major rust issues. Like I said, rockers are good other than those front little spots. So everything looks pretty decent under there. Go to the back. Rear tires, similar story. 2007s. Where is it? There we go. And about 67 seconds of tread. A little bit of outside wear, but not too much on these rear ones. They're pretty decent. Rear brakes, there's about 50% left. A little bit of rust on there. Not too bad though. This rim has some good gouging in it from curbs. This one is a nice chunk out of it right there. And some rubbage throughout. Underneath, everything looks pretty decent in here. Again, axles all look good. Suspension components, no issues. No major rust problems, anything like that. In that regard, it all looks pretty decent. And last tire, this one has some chunks out of it as well. The rim, so these rims stick out a bit, so they are a bit hard, but they do all have some damage. And this tire is a 2007 as well, with about 730 seconds of tread, with no major issues. A couple of chunks out of the rim protectors as well. We'll look at the interior real quick. Overall, it's in decent condition. So you see, rear compartment looks pretty good. Privacy curtain, no issues, looks nice. We got a mat under here. Carpet looks good as well. You'll see photos, and under here is all the spare tire and roadside stuff. All looks pretty decent. A couple of marks in the headliner here, as well as starting to pull in a couple of places, starting to come down, and some marks and such throughout some of these areas. Power outlet cap missing. This rear portion is okay though, no major issues. Seems to close all right. Rear seat, all looks pretty decent. This is the no major issues, anything like that. All looks pretty good. Okay, here we are in the rear interior. Leather is in pretty good condition for the most part. A couple of marks and scratches here and there. Nothing too bad. This opens, looks fine. So you can see, all looks pretty decent. And these, the seats do fold down as they should, with no issues. Carpets look decent. We have these mats and then original mats, and under here looks pretty decent as well. You'll see photos. Rear of the seats look okay with no major problems. This cup holder thing is a little like jammed up. Can't get it to really go in or out, so something going on with that. It's stuck in the half open position. Again, this headliner is kind of, as you can see, is loose and starting to fall down. So some of that glue has come off and they're starting to come out there. Oh, there's also a bunch of dents from the seat belt in this opening, in this door jamb. Here's the driver front door, no major issues. Panels look decent, switches look good. There's a little rust starting in the bottoms of this door. Both sides, both front doors. I'll show you the other side when we get there. But we do see some rust along the bottom of that door starting. Carpets look decent. No real issues. Under here looks, oh, sorry about the sun. This looks pretty good. Dash top looks nice as well with no real issues. And the passenger seat is in pretty good condition. No real marks, no issues. Power options work. Everything seems pretty good. Glove box opens, and we do have the owner's manual. Everything else needed in there. It does have the air conditioned glove box as well. And all this looks pretty decent. We'll go to the driver's side now. Pretty similar condition on this side. Door panel looks decent, no issues in the bottoms of the doors here. We do have random stuff here. The seat looks pretty decent. Again, no major issues. There is a little bit of some marks in that corner there, you can see. Get out of here. And this seat works just as well with no real issues. Carpets look decent over here, just like the other side. All looks pretty good, not floppy, except for that headliner. And here we are at the driver front. Now, you see the rust on this side. This one's not as bad. A little bit there, and not really down the rest. The other one's a little worse. If we go in here, we have some, here's some broken plastic. Looks like it should be kind of in there more. Carpets look decent, no major issues. Dash looks okay. Driver's seat is also in good condition. Memories work. Little cracks starting in the bolster. Nothing too bad. Steering wheel looks good. Controls seem to work. Tried all that stuff. No issues. Dash top is nice. Console's good. It has an aftermarket Pioneer head unit in it. Backup camera does work with it. Radio works. All that stuff seems to be okay. Air conditioning works as well. These controls. And we will test everything else out on the test drive. Console looks decent with no issues. Oh, it looks pretty good. This fly will not leave me alone. All this stuff looks decent as well. Again, no major problems. And we're gonna start it up real quick. And we're gonna, sunroof works and all that stuff, by the way. No major issues. All looks pretty decent. We fire it up. Now, like I said, air conditioning is working, blowing cold. The heated seats, I honestly don't know if it's pretty hot, pretty warm today. I can't tell if they're working or not. I don't feel them. I'm gonna leave it on during the test drive. We'll see. As you can see, this is working. Needs washer fluid. It says service in 2,800 kilometers, so it needs some stuff. You can hear the radio working. So this all does work as it should. Volume. So all this stuff does work. No major issues. It seems to run smooth with no real issues. I do want to point out that it does have this mile per hour limiter sticker. A lot of times you see that in rental vehicles. So it's just a something to think about. We're going to pop the hood. And under here we have no real issues. Nice and clean, belts, hoses, etc. We have no major problems. I don't see any signs of leaks or any issues like that. We tested your oil, which is over here, and we got a green light. It's a little dirtier, but it is okay. Under here we do have some stainage, stuff like that on the metal. With that, sometimes that indicates that oil wasn't regularly changed, that it was kind of left to the last minute or farther most of the time. So that's a slight indicator of not overly perfectly taken care of. But like I said, it's nice and clean now, so I see no issues. Coolant is under here. We're at negative, I think it was 28. So we have no issues, all good. Battery is under here. And we got 12.5 and 14, almost 15, I believe, with no issues. And your brake fluid under here was a little higher. We had a 4% humidity level, so that should probably be flush. It's probably getting a little older. And this is the scratched up bolts that I told you about. So I feel like maybe this hood has come off, been adjusted, or replaced. But I'm not sure. Because the paint thickness doesn't show any signs, and I don't see any tape marks or anything like that. So possibly a factory replacement. So there you have it, 2006 Porsche Cayenne. We're going to take it for a test drive and make sure it runs and drives well. And as usual, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.